I am sweating. This was a bad idea. Get it together. Get it together. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. Hi everybody, welcome to What's New in the Children's Room. This week we're doing two different things, two different activities. One of them is a game, which we'll do later, and it's I don't know how to describe it other than I'm going to be pulling stuff out of a bag and then telling you about it. It's a lot. It could be more fun. I haven't done it yet, so I don't know if it's going to be fun. It sounds really promising, but stick around for that. But right now I'm going to tell you about something new because it's What's New in the Children's Room. That's the theme. So you all know about our backpacks. They're all right here. This one is about space. So our backpacks are they're backpacks, and they're usually filled with 8 to 10 books about a specific subject, and the subject is on the pocket. So we have backpacks about concepts, dinosaurs, dogs, Pinkalicious, Mo Willems, space, and you check out the whole backpack as an item, and you take all the books home, you keep them in the backpack, and then you bring them back. So we have 20 or 30 of these. I'm really bad at counting, but we have a bunch of these. And I'm going to show you some new backpacks that have come into the library. Let's go. We are in the parenting section of the library, which is of course really important for all of you grown-ups who are raising kids. In this section, you'll find books about emotions, books about traveling with kids for the first time, books about raising kids in a digital age, all different types of books about schooling. We have a whole new section of homeschool books. And what I'm going to talk about today is a new feature of the parenting section. And that is these backpacks up here. They are called the caring backpacks. So we know that sometimes it's really hard to talk about certain subjects with kids. So we have put kits backpacks together for books that might help you talk about these topics. So just like our other backpacks, which are of different subjects, these are of different subjects. So currently we have 2 backpacks about the death of a loved one. Each feature about 4 or 5 books so that you might find one that suits what you need to explain or to comfort, any of that. We also have a backpack about dementia. So if you need to check out some picture books to explain or to comfort kids who are just discovering what dementia is, check out this backpack. We always say more is more in the children's room. It's always good to have 4 or 5 books so you can find one that suits your needs, especially in a time of need. But we don't want to overwhelm you because approaching this section when you're looking for something specific, when you are going through a hard time, it's kind of hard. So we wanted to put these caring backpacks together so that if you need something immediately, if you need something in an emergency, you can come here and say, we've lost someone, I don't know how to explain it to my kids, do you have anything? And we have a backpack ready for you to go to explain to your kids, to comfort your kids, any of that, to comfort yourself even. I mean, that's what picture books are for. They're for comfort and for love and for emotion. So check out these backpacks when you need them. Check out these backpacks before you need them. Just check them out. They're here for you. Hello, welcome to the second part of What's New in the Children's Room. We are once again in the program room, surrounded by furniture. Fun. And this is the part of What's New in the Children's Room where I said we would play a game, and it's me pulling stuff out of a bag. Look, fun. I love surprises. Who doesn't love a surprise? Maybe a little magic, like a magician. So I asked my coworkers, Miss Kate, Miss Ashley, Miss Catherine, to choose some books that they liked and put them in the bag for me. I'm gonna pull them out and talk about them. So let's do it. All right, so here's the bag. It has a stegosaurus on it, I think. I don't know my dinosaurs that well. Confirm or deny if this is a stegosaurus. And inside are these pom-poms and some books. So I'm gonna reach around and grab one. Okay, here we go. First pick. Oh, are Show How guides by Keith Zhu. One's about paper airplanes, one's about friendship bracelets, and one's about hair braiding. These are awesome. They're like step-by-step guides on how to do certain things, like different kinds of braiding in your hair, different kinds of friendship bracelets, and different kinds of airplanes. So like if you're hanging out with some family on a rainy day, it's raining right now, check one of these out and learn how to make different kinds of paper airplanes together that you can like fly around your home. These are awesome, and they're pocket sized. So like I feel like whenever you start going to sleepovers again, put one in your pocket. I can fit one in my pocket. And bring it to a sleepover. And then be like, hey friends, want to make some paper airplanes? Hey friends, I can braid your hair. Hey friends, oh, let's make some friendship bracelets. That's so cool. Good choice. All right, let's search around for the next pick. All right, I don't like the pom-poms. Okay, ooh, I got one. Oh my gosh, I love this picture book so much. It's 10 Ways to Hear Snow, written by Kathy Camper and illustrated by Kennard Pock. And this book is awesome. So it's kind of like a long counting book because our main character, whose name is Lena, is like counting all the ways she can hear snow on the way to see her grandmother, who lives in an apartment, and there's a blizzard going on. So like she's trying to remember every single way she hears snow. So like the crunching of the feet or the snowmobiles going by. And then when she gets to her grandma's house or her grandma's apartment, she enters and like talks about all that she heard because her grandmother is going blind, so she can't see the snow. And so she asks her grandma, like, how did you know it was snowing? And I won't spoil it, but there's a 10th way they heard the snow. And it's awesome. If you're looking for a snow book, I think it's supposed to snow sometime in the next week or so. Check this book out. Let's reach inside for our next pick. Oh, I got a big one. Oh, it's a middle grade. And it's called Cinders and Sparrows by Stefan Bachman. And I would say anyone who's like a lover of like fairy tale like fantasy, so like Land of Stories or Half Upon a Time, this is probably a good book for you. It's also like a really good magic, like a person who doesn't know that there's magic in the world entering somewhere where there is magic, which could be like Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, like any of those. Also great. This book is about our friend Zeta, who is an orphan and living in an orphanage, and a scarecrow comes to get her because she has inherited a magic castle, and she must fight off evil to claim her right to own the castle because she's a witch and she didn't even know it. How awesome is that? Check this book out if you love fantasy because it's a great fantasy book. All right, let's reach inside for our next pick. Oh, it is a nonfiction picture book called Woke, A Young Poet's Call to Justice. It was written by Mahogany L. Brown with Elizabeth Acevedo and Olivia Gatwood, illustrated by Theodore Taylor, and the foreword is by Jason Reynolds. And it is, the call number puts it under poetry, so it's a collection of poetry all about kindness, being a good neighbor, being an activist, intersectionality. Kimberly Crenshaw. This collection of poetry contains some great poems from some awesome poets. I love every single one of these. I mean, first off, Jason Reynolds writes the foreword, and Jason Reynolds is amazing. If you've read Ghost, if you've read Look Both Ways, he has a great poem and a foreword explaining the book and explaining why he wrote the first poem. And Elizabeth Acevedo writes some amazing YA books in verse, like The Poet X or Clap When You Land. Olivia Gatwood and Mahogany L. Brown are both spoken word poets, and they both have books out, and they have some really great poetry on YouTube that I've seen, like on Twitter. I've seen clips of it on TikTok. They are amazing, so check out all of them speaking, every single one of them, Elizabeth Acevedo and Jason Reynolds, because they're all amazing poets, and this book of poetry is awesome for middle grade readers. And I mean, the illustrations by Theodore Taylor, Look at that. Look how colorful they are. They just add so much to the poems. Oh, it's so good. Check this book out. It's Woke, a young poet's call to justice. All right, let's go fishing for another book. Let's see what we get. Ooh, another middle grade. It's Maya and the Rising Dark by Rena Barron. And this book is for, again, like Percy Jackson lovers, Tristan Strong, Ruth Shaw, anyone who like loves, again, like a character like you who just accidentally like steps foot into a magical land and like discovers they have powers. That's awesome. So this is about Maya, whose father is the guardian to a veil that like separates our world from the dark. And he goes missing. So Maya is like searching for him, and she discovers this whole other world, and she accidentally releases some shadows, but all she really wants to do is go to Comic-Con and find her dad. So she discovers all these powers. She discovers that like how to control them, how she has inherited this guardianship of the veil. Oh, it's so good. Check this book out. All right, our final pick that RPL co-workers have put in this bag of fun, this Stegosaurus bag. No one has confirmed if this is a Stegosaurus, but we're just going with it. All right, here we go. Oh, it's a picture book. It's called We Will Live in This Forest. Again, it was written and illustrated by Gianna Marino. And this book is about the California wildfires. And it's about like a group of animals who have to escape the forest because of the wildfires, and then come back home once the once the forest has grown back into like its lusciousness. But the amazing thing about this picture book is, of course, I mean, everything about this book. The title, We Will Live in This Forest Again, so powerful. It's like declarative, it's impactful. It's saying, we will live in this forest again. I mean, I love that. Very powerful. But one of the things I do love, it is like poetry, the book itself. And there's back matter explaining Gianna Marino's personal ties to the California wildfires in 2017, different animals that were affected, some facts, some further reading about the wildfires. But something I love about this book, I mean, I love this whole book, which I keep interrupting myself, I'm so sorry, is that once the fires start, the outline of the animals just becomes shadows. So like they're pretty defined in the beginning, like you can see like a deer and a fox. They're pretty defined. And then as the fires start, they become more and more shadowy, so they become darker and like they lose their facial features. Like that's a mountain lion. No facial features, just teeth and pain. And then this is the actual fire. They're all like, the watercolors have turned like reddish brown. And then I'm gonna turn to this one. This is after the wildfires have ended and they're trying to find a new home, and they're all like grayed out. You can still tell like what animal they are, but like no facial features. But then at the end, they return to the forest, and look how beautiful that is. The green, their facial features are back. They have more defined fur. Like, it's just a really great progression of watercolor illustrations. So check out this book because it is beautiful. There's no more books left. I talked about all the books. But thank you very much for joining us on this 2-part What's New in the Children's Room. I hope that any of these things that I talked about call out to you. The list of them will be somewhere around here, wherever you're watching this. I hope to see you come in the library for browsing, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye. I feel like an infomercial when they're like, we've got this, we've got that, we've got Halloween, we've got dinosaurs. I guess it'll be after Halloween when you all watch this, but that backpack will still be here for all of our little friends that love Halloween. That backpack will always be here.